there! Welcome back to another exciting episode on EduNews 360, where we bring you weekly updates on happenings in the educational sector. My name is Delphine Anaba Olusu. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, culprits in a Disadel viral video suspended pending investigation. Also in the bulletin, NSS allowance to be increased from 559 Ghana cedis 4 pesos, 715 Ghana cedis 57 pesos. In this week's In Focus segment, we will get interactive with the founder and CEO of Missing Children Documentary, Regina Asamoah.
Growing up, I sold ice water or sachet water, now called pure water. Really? I would come back from school and then carry it and go to the Ashaman main station to sell. I did sell yam. My mother was selling yam, so at a point, I sold the yam, even if right from to SHS. When I vacate, I come home. I will carry and I'll go around and I'll sell. And everybody was like, hey, university, SHS students, like that kind of comments and everything.
Have details for these and more right here on EduNews 360. Many thanks for staying with us. Now to our first story. The emergence of a disturbing video showing an act of violence involving 2 students of Disadel College has sparked outrage and raised concerns about the safety of students within the country's educational institutions. The video shows a student holding another from the back at neck level with the inner part of his elbow, forcefully hitting his head against a metal bed, resulting in an immediate swelling on the right cheek of the student, with oozing blood from the cheeks. Speaking on the Super Morning Show, the head of public relations at GES, Cassandra Chum Ampofo, stated that GES is working to produce a general code of conduct for all SHS schools.
Generally, what are are there guidelines for schools, for teachers, for students regarding bullying? Are there Ghana Education Service guidelines?
Yes, we have for code of conduct, we do have in all our senior high schools. When we talk about teachers, we have professional code of conduct that is also for all staff. And so, yes, we do have. For that of the senior high school, what we have a slight challenge and that we are almost through it is the fact that we do not have a general comprehensive code of conduct. So you realize that, for example, if something happens in maybe school A, their sanctions might be different from what will happen in school B, because individual schools, they have their own code of conduct. And as I speak to you, we are done with the comprehensive one, and on Thursday, God willing, our plan, we are laying before council the new comprehensive code of conduct, so the council will look at it, review, validate, and give us the approval. And so very soon, that's in the pipeline. But until then, the schools have their code of conduct, which all schools, I must say, detest or is against violence and assault of this particular kind that we have seen.
Also commenting on the issues of the same program was the head of psychiatry department at the Okonfa-Nochi Teaching Hospital, Dr. Ruth Owusu-Entry.
Bullying has a lot of negative psychological and mental effect and impact on the survivors or the victim. I have personally have to see or attend to young people in the secondary schools and sometimes adults in the working space who have been bullied. One typical one I remember was when this young man was asked to give off all his provisions, sheto, needle, etc., sardine, just so he will be spared being beaten and bullied and all that in a boys' school. And so he kept ringing the father to say that I've been asked to buy book A, textbook B, just to be able to get money and bribe his seniors from bullying him. Eventually, his father became suspicious of the excessive intake of the money and then praised him, only to find out that he was bullying. The worst thing was that he started hearing voices when he had even vacated and had come home of these seniors who were screaming on him. He was talking in his sleep and all that. After seeing him and listening that all of this was precipitated by bullying, I just decided to hold on even starting antipsychotics because this boy was clearly hallucinating. And just psychotherapy or some counseling and then moving him away from the source of bullying and then also punishing this senior eventually sent away all the voices he was persistently hearing. And so the negative mental health impact on people who are bullied cannot be overemphasized. People get depressed, they get anxious, they live with post-traumatic stress disorder, and then their academics decline just because of bullying. Research has also proved that 1 out of every 10 students that drops out of school is purely because of bullying and nothing else. And so I think that it's about time this habit and this ritual or tradition stopped in all secondary schools. The fact that you were bullied does not mean that you should bully other people.
Joy Lennon also took to the streets to hear people's opinions on bullying in schools.
What I think about bullying in school is not good because maybe my junior brother is in SHS boarding school and he has wrong in 1 or 2 ways. And you just stand up by beating because you're a senior. I don't seem it to be good. Maybe you take him to the head, maybe this and that. Maybe you shouldn't do it this way. You're a genius, so maybe relax. You have to talk to the person. It's not like you have to just stand up. Or maybe even if he also tries to fight back when you try to talk to him, you're a senior. You have to show like your respect. You have to take your dignity. The person must know. Like you're a senior, you have to show the person the way. It's not like you just stand up and be beating the person because you're a senior, he came to meet you and you have wronged you. Maybe even for him to lay your bed for you, he didn't do it and you are just beating them. No, it's not good. So me, what I can say about bullying is like, it's not good. It's not good, so they must stop.
So about the bullying going on in the SHS, me personally, I haven't been bullied, but I see others going through that stress, especially the boarders. Like maybe their food, sometimes they seize it, those things. And when you complain to the school authorities, they tell you they will deal with it. But you won't see anything going on. And maybe the next time the seniors hear that this, you went to report, then you become the target in the school. Yeah. So any least mistake like you do, going contrary to the school rules, then you'll be held responsible for plenty things.
I think it's not a good thing because before I would go to the senior high school, I was scared about those kind of stuff. Yeah, but I don't have any option than to go. So I don't think bullying is something that we should or it should be allowed in our schools. Yeah.
For me, I think bullying is not good because sometimes it prevents the juniors from going to school. Someone is there, like the person don't want to go to school already and you are bullying the person, so it will prevent the person from going to school, and also it will make them scared. They don't get good relationship with the seniors. So that's how I see it. For me, I think bullying is bad in SHS. So
I don't think it's a good thing anyone in school should practice because we are all in school together. So if by any reason a junior offends you or something, you have no right to. That's why we have authorities in the school. So definitely have to send the person to the authorities for the authorities to deal with him or her. By you taking the right into your own hands, doing unnecessary things that is not good to the person, going to the extent of belting the person or something, I don't think it's the right thing to do.
To me, it's not a good thing. Yeah, and it shouldn't be encouraged in schools because it can lead to a whole lot. As in what the guy did, it wasn't a fight. What I heard was the guy took a SIM card from the guy and he hooked his neck and all that. So I don't think it should be a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing that people should do in schools. So basically, they should avoid that and That's what I can say about it.
To me, the time I started Form 1, I was bullied. So, and I'm telling everyone that bullying is not good. So they should stop. And about the issue, I'm just telling the school authorities that what the guy did was not good. So the school authorities should find something to do with the guy. That's what I can say.
I think bullying is a very, very terrible thing because once people are being bullied, it leads to depression and leads to loneliness and leads to people feeling like they've lost their self-worth, and which can also lead to maybe suicide. The person might be thinking that, oh, this world, they are not needed. So the person will be thinking of how to commit suicide, which can literally reduce the population of the active youth in the society. So it's a very, very bad thing.
Management of the National Service Scheme, NSS, has announced an increase in the monthly allowance for personnel of the scheme. This was contained in a statement issued by the Corporate Affairs Directorate of the scheme. The management of the scheme disclosed that government has given clearance for allowance to be increased from 559 Ghana cedis, 4 pesos, to 715 cedis, 57 pesos, effective January 2023. The statement assured that all national service personnel who are currently in active service are entitled to arrears for the difference in the upward adjustment from January 2023. Some students who are about to begin their national service this year shared how they feel about the increments.
Well, for me, I think it's good because we all know like there has been an increment in transport and other stuff, and we have to be taking transport in and out every day. So I think it's a good initiative by the government.
I think it's not enough. And also, I just hope it works. Because the 599, as I learned from friends, it wasn't coming. So if they are to increase it, I just hope it works. Because now they are saying the country is already in debt and they are taking money from overseas and all that. So we are just hoping that it works.
It's not good. It's not good at all because it's left with 2 months for them to finish the years, and you know what you are facing in this economics era. Yes, and we are also we will also join them soon. And it's very low because as for me, it won't help me. Yes, so I'm sure others too, it won't help them. It's not enough. They should increase it at least. Yes.
Me, I'm yet to start with the NSS. So to me, I won't say it's good, but it's okay. And I can see they are doing this because of the upcoming election. Yeah, but it's okay.
I think it's not enough because the 711 or the 700 the government has been paying to the NSS people is like it's really low. And you see the economy is hard. Everything is hard. The transportation fare has been increased. So the 711 is like it's not enough for the NSS people.
To me, it's good, but it's not enough. But the economic increment and how things have increased in the economy, to me, I think the government should do more. That's my opinion.
It's not good. To me, it's not good. Like, even transport self quite go take all the money. Like, it's not good at all. It's not good. It's not good. Like buying food, shelter, transportation, like clothes and everything. It's not worth it. It's not good.
Authorities at the Lekle B Senior High School in the Afajato South District in the Volta region are asking government to renovate the dilapidated structures on their campus. They say that these structures built in 1965 are weak and are thus hampering smooth academic work. There is more in this report.
In 1965 by the late Professor Alexander Kuma, an esteemed educationist and philanthropist, Lekle B Senior High School is now plagued by multiple issues that cast a shadow over the well-being of its students. With a current student population of under 1,000 and majority of students residing on campus as boarders, the school faces a lot of challenges that hampers their academic development. However, the most alarming concerns lies with an abandoned classroom block that has remained in a state of neglect for almost 4 years. Despite its evident structural defects, the school has no alternative but to utilize the compromised space, risking the safety of students. Visible cracks, a disjointed ceiling, and leakages during rainfall further demonstrate the precarious condition of the structure. The dining hall, serving as a multi-purpose facility, also falls far short of acceptable standards. The senior girls and boys prefects of the school throw some light on the many challenges facing the school.
Yes. When it's raining, sometimes they'll have to come out of the classroom and then join the seniors in their classroom. And even in my class, I'm an agricultural science student. My class leaks whenever it rains. We have inadequate furniture for the classrooms and then any other occasion at all. The first and then second years, even the third years most especially, but the first years of all, whenever it's time for classes, they would have to move to the long hall, carry benches to their classrooms and then study.
And we have inadequate infrastructures in the school. Classroom blocks is inadequate in the school, so we suffer and we are clustered in the room. And the classroom blocks, they are fragile, they are too old for, and it's risky to be in it. And we have abandoned system, uncompleted building over there, and some students who they are living or staying inside, and it's very risky for their lives to be.
The unhappy kitchen staff could not hide their frustration from the cameras.
Agbanyo omedeo tukuyo omede makudetio ganto omede makanu gatie ochere omede namu for the vieux vignola osugbo abolo pon me la signe hemele abolo meun me glopete obe wa panam ba sere fifi enyi me senyare kemu afoji mele miasio tile po me mele miasio mi den afoji le gbe me efi mi ye na anu go dole.
Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the former Students Association, including John Smart Aja, the national president of the Old Students Association, who is also the current schools board chairman, have stepped in to assess the situation and seek assistance from the relevant authorities.
Now to our international news. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has criticized Florida extremists for backing educational guidelines that taught revisionist history about slavery in the United States. Florida's Board of Education approved new guidelines this week with benchmarked clarifications, including one for middle school students that states instructions including the slaves developed skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefits. There is more in the following report.
Growing backlash against Governor Ron DeSantis and the Florida Board of Education over the state's new standards for teaching the history of U.S. slavery.
These are the most robust standards in African American history, probably anywhere in the country.
The new guidelines require middle school students be taught, quote, how slaves developed skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. An idea Vice President Kamala Harris in Florida Friday lambasted.
How is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization? On top of all of that, they want to replace history with lies. Middle school students in Florida to be told that enslaved people benefited from slavery. High schoolers may be taught that victims of violence, of massacres, were also perpetrators.
The standards that indicate that slavery benefited black people is such an insult. My husband is black, my daughter is black, and the thought that slavery benefited them, how could that be taught? The fact that the pushback to Reconstruction benefited them, the fact that Jim Crow benefited them, how can we teach that to students? How can someone look at a child with a straight face and say that slavery benefited black people?
And please, do not, for the love of God, tell kids
that slavery was beneficial, because I can guarantee you it most certainly was not.
You are still watching EduNews 360. We shall take a quick break, and when we come back, we will bring you our News in Focus segment.